It looks like Iman Shumpert isn't taking too kindly to Teyana Taylor's new relationship with actor Aaron Pierre. Since Aaron and Teyana made their relationship public, Iman has been visibly upset. The couple has quickly become one of Hollywood's most talked about Instagram duos, and it's clear that Iman isn't dealing with it well. For anyone who missed the messy details of Iman and Teyana's divorce in 2023, it was a complete disaster. Iman treated Teyana terribly throughout the entire divorce process. He tried to take full custody of their kids, demanded all the gifts he'd ever given her, and cheated on her so often it was nearly impossible to keep count. The whole situation was pure chaos. Now that Teyana Taylor has moved on with her new boyfriend, as expected, Iman is clearly struggling to cope. Reports suggest that he's trying to take the kids from her, seemingly out of spite, as a way to punish her. This situation keeps getting messier, so let's break it down. Teyana filed for divorce from Iman in 2023. At first, she tried to keep things civil, presenting their split as mutual and just a result of growing apart. But that carefully crafted narrative didn't last long. Once the legal proceedings began, things took a turn for the worse, with much of the drama surrounding Iman. One of his first moves was to try to flip the script and paint Teyana as the villain in the story. He even went as far as to request the court to have Teyana return every gift he had given her over their 10-year relationship, from jewelry to an entire condo he had bought for her. The level of pettiness was unbelievable, but he didn't stop there. As if demanding all his gifts back wasn't enough, he also tried to claim a portion of the royalties from Teyana's music, including the projects she had released before they even met. Normally, divorce settlements only address assets acquired during the marriage, so going after earnings she made long before he was even in the picture was completely ridiculous. It definitely gave off a broke energy vibe. And if you thought that was messy, buckle up. It gets even worse. Iman actually went to court asking to lower his child support payments. At the time, he was already paying $8,000 a month for their daughters, Rue and Junie, about $4,000 per child. While that might seem like a lot to some, in the world of celebrities, it's on the lower side. Still, Iman had the nerve to request that the amount be reduced. But Teyana clearly anticipated this move and came prepared, with her legal team presenting proof. They showed that Iman was spending way more than $8,000 a month on himself without a second thought. Essentially, that child support payment wasn't even making a dent in his finances. He just didn't want to pay it. Iman attempted to justify his request by claiming he earned significantly less than Teyana. He pointed out that her gross monthly income before taxes was $93,987, almost double his reported $47,619 per month. Given their income disparity, Iman argued that he shouldn't be required to pay such a high child support amount, claiming $8,000 a month was excessive. However, Teyana's legal team came prepared, with solid proof showing that Iman was living a lavish lifestyle, spending over $100,000 each month. Court documents revealed his total monthly expenses were around $112,500, which included more than $14,000 on dining out, over $144,000 on his podcast, and more than $6,000 on video and music production. Reporter Dennis Bryan also noted that Teyana's CPA claimed Iman was spending an eye-watering $110,500 a month just on lunch, with an additional $19,000 on travel between South Atlanta and Alpharetta for work. Teyana didn't hold back in her lawsuit, dropping one bombshell after another, shedding light on the reasons she had been considering divorce long before she officially filed. Teyana claimed that Iman's behavior had been an issue for years. She stated that he was unfaithful even before they got married, and this pattern continued throughout their entire relationship, including during both of her pregnancies. But it didn't stop there. Teyana accused Iman of taking things to a whole new level of disrespect by sending photos of himself with their 2-month-old baby to women she suspected he was involved with. Iman tried to turn the situation around, accusing Teyana of being unfaithful as well. But she quickly shot that down. She clarified that the only time she dated other people was during their breaks, which were a direct result of his own cheating. Her lawyer highlighted that Teyana was legally separated when she saw someone else and had never cheated while they were together. In reality, Teyana didn't even need to elaborate much on Iman's infidelity because, let's face it was already widely known. Iman's reputation for cheating had become so widespread that it was almost common knowledge. He'd been involved in so many scandals that it seemed like infidelity was a recurring theme in his life. What made it worse was that he didn't even try to hide it. Not long after they got married, rumors began circulating that he was seeing another woman. Things only got more complicated when speculation arose that this wasn't just a casual affair, but that Iman and Teyana had actually been in a three-way relationship with this woman. Given that Teyana had been open about occasionally inviting a third person into their relationship, the rumor wasn't entirely shocking. Still, it only fueled more doubt and skepticism about the situation. Things took an unexpected turn when Teyana suddenly deleted her Instagram and Twitter accounts, fueling rumors that the cheating allegations might be true. However, she wasn't going to let the internet run wild with speculation. She quickly returned to social media, debunking the rumors and mocking those who were too invested in her private life. Despite her attempts to shut it down, Iman's alleged infidelity remained a topic of conversation, particularly in 2023. A TikTok user added fuel to the fire by performing a dramatic reenactment of a tip she claimed to have gotten from one of Teyana's assistants. While she never named names, she described a famous singer whose husband, a former NBA player, was known for repeatedly cheating. The internet quickly started speculating that the TikToker was referring to Teyana and Iman. The creator claimed a certain wife had been hospitalized after allegedly overdosing on nose candy, which led to her canceling a show. Although no names were mentioned, many assumed it was about Teyana, especially since she had posted a hospital photo a few months earlier. Teyana clapped back hard, slamming the TikToker for spreading lies and making it clear that no rumor would break her. She also warned the person behind the video to get their court money ready because she wasn't tolerating false claims. To be fair, nobody said Teyana was flawless or never made mistakes in her relationship. One thing's certain, Teyana did everything she could to protect Iman, their relationship, and their kids. She constantly shut down rumors and tried to keep their private life out of the spotlight. But despite all her efforts, things fell apart last year. Another woman came forward with solid proof of her involvement with Iman. She posted a video where his voice was clearly heard in the background and even shared a photo of herself wearing his chain, leaving little doubt about their connection. That's when Teyana had to admit that she and Iman had already been separated for some time. Still, Iman tried to twist the narrative, accusing Teyana of being the aggressor and even claiming she had physically assaulted him in the past. Teyana wasn't about to let that version of the story slide. She spoke out, revealing that Iman had struggled with insecurity over her success and that his jealousy had been a major factor in their breakup. Even when he was earning more, he still couldn't deal with her rising stardom. But that was only part of the problem. After everything that happened, you'd expect Iman to move on and focus on peaceful co-parenting. Instead, he's reportedly been making things harder for Teyana, especially now that she's in a new relationship with Aaron Pierre. Since their romance became public, Iman has allegedly been spiraling behind the scenes. Sources say he's been trying to restrict Teyana's access to their kids, using legal tactics to prolong their custody battle. Sources close to the matter say Iman's behavior seems to stem more from spite than true concern for the children. According to insiders, Teyana has consistently been the more active and attentive parent, while Iman was frequently caught up in his own world and not always present. Now that Teyana has moved on with Aaron Pierre, Iman has apparently taken a sudden interest in appearing like the overprotective father, possibly as a way to cope with her new relationship. Sources close to the situation say Iman is now seeking full custody of their daughters, even though he was often absent during their relationship. It's beginning to look like a typical case of an ex struggling to handle his former partner's success and happiness without him. Enter Aaron Pierre, a complete contrast to Iman. The British actor, known for roles in the Underground Railroad and Krypton, is steadily rising in Hollywood. Unlike Iman, Aaron avoids drama, stays focused on his work, and most importantly, treats Teyana with respect. Since going public with their relationship, Teyana appears noticeably more content and at peace. Naturally, that hasn't sat well with Iman. Reports say he's been throwing subtle jabs at Aaron, posting vague comments on social media, and telling mutual friends that Teyana is rushing things. Let's be real, this isn't about Teyana moving on too quickly. It's about Iman's ego taking a hit. He thought he could disrespect her, embarrass her publicly, and she'd still stick around. He never expected her to find someone better. Now that she has a partner who truly values her, Iman's finally seeing the damage he caused. Instead of taking responsibility, he's being petty. This is the same guy who cheated on her with multiple women, and now he wants to act like the victim just because she's happy with someone else? It doesn't make sense. Meanwhile, Teyana isn't bothered. She's thriving in her career, enjoying her new relationship, and focused on her kids. And honestly, that's the most powerful response she could give. At the end of the day, it's obvious that Iman is struggling to accept that he lost a good woman. Rather than putting his energy into being a better dad and co-parent, he's choosing to be spiteful. But what do you think? Is Iman truly trying to prioritize his kids? Or is this just classic bitter ex behavior from someone who can't stand to see his former partner happy without him? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more on this ongoing drama.